up here, I'm honored. Every time I get the opportunity to be at one of these conferences, every time I get the opportunity to speak at one of these conferences, it blows me away, especially when I think of where I came from in this company. And I'm not looking for applause early on, hint, hint, but today's my 2-year anniversary with TLG. And I totally blame Bill South for all of that. So what I want to talk to you about today is pretty straightforward. I'm the practical guy. Everybody else that comes up here as time goes on, including me later, is going to teach you stuff. I'm here to get your mind right. I'm the practical guy. So winter conference, two winter conferences ago was my original TLG presentation. It was 5 minutes, and I talked about how, I'm a recovering attorney, and I made jokes about, a big blue cup with dead trees. People remember that. The next TLG presentation that I gave was 5 minutes of my story and 10 minutes of stand-up comedy. Also a blast. And both of the third one I did, and most recently, was 20 minutes of Sunday morning quality conversation on mindset. And all of those presentations are up on YouTube if you care to watch them and improve your life. Hint, hint, again. But today's presentation, I've decided to start off with several jokes about art. A couple is in an art gallery. What? A couple is in an art gallery and sees a picture of a naked woman with her privates covered with leaves. And the wife doesn't like it, but the husband stays and keeps staring at the picture. And the wife says, "What are you waiting for?" And the husband says, "Fall." Now, many of you may think, rightfully so, I must say, that I'm special. I'm not special. But really, I'm just a regular human being who, through curiosity and determination, is achieving results because of my mindset. Curiosity and determination. I'm just regular people because of asking for help. I'm not giving up, I'm moving up. And I'm just regular people who, through failure, mental mistakes, and not calling Bill South back early enough in my career, didn't quit, but I have listened, I have applied what I have heard, I have taught others what I have heard, and I am succeeding because of that. And that isn't magic. It's something that every one of you can do as soon as I'm done talking, okay? It's not magic. It's just a matter of being determined and being curious, of being the type of person that perseveres and the type of person that doesn't know the 4-letter word, which is quit. So all of you guys have notebooks in front of you. They're black. They're under your main folder, and I want you to write this down. Thank you for showing me your folder, 27-hour Texas girl. I appreciate that very much. The first principle I want you to write down is, he ain't heavy, he's my upline coach. Which is another way of me saying, ask for help. He ain't heavy, he's my upline coach. The second principle that I want you to write down is, I haven't failed, I've just tried 10,000 ways that didn't work. And I'm calling that don't quit. Ask for help and don't quit. The second biggest key to your success is in this room right now. And it is available to everyone. It will bring you guaranteed results, and it's free. I've used it, Van's used it, Latasha's used it, Blaze has used it, Aaron's used it, Trevor and Nick have used it too. But in my view, this resource is the single most underutilized resource in all of TLG. Which is surprising to me, because all you need to make it work is a pair of ears. Okay? That's it. All you need is a pair of ears to make this free tool in the room right now work for you. Obviously, I'm talking about your upline coach. Indeed, I would say that 100% of people in TLG who have failed or quit have failed to adequately utilize their upline coach. I don't think I'm wrong about that.
No.
Okay? Upline coaches, am I wrong about that?
No.
Okay? In my view, it is the single most underutilized resource in the entire company. And it doesn't take going through corporate headquarters to use it. It takes a phone and a pair of ears. You know what? I take that back. One ear will do. Okay? Because do-it-yourself works for home improvement projects. It doesn't work for TLG. Do-it-yourself does not work for TLG. Anybody in the room living proof of that? I am. I'm the poster boy for trying to do it yourself. Asking for help, yes, it makes you vulnerable. Doesn't it? Somebody's drowning on the side of your boat and they ask you for help, they're vulnerable. It makes you vulnerable, but that vulnerability is what opens you up to receive the help in the first place. There is nothing wrong with seeming like you don't have it all together. There is nothing wrong with your coach learning that you are not the person that you said you were during the bloody interview. Let me let you in on a little secret. We know. We know. Good interview. Is he a good guy? Don't know. Good interviewer, though. Okay? Nothing wrong with that. Because even somebody who is quantifiably smarter than everybody else on the planet still doesn't know it all. And there is nothing wrong from accepting that vulnerability and asking for help. Because the opinions of other people, especially when they have a different perspective, especially when they know something we don't, especially when they've been there before we've been there, those experiences add to our experiences. They don't ding our ego. They don't make us seem like less than we are. It takes bravery to ask for help because it admits vulnerability. And that's why we make sure that our upline coaches are free. Because if you don't ask for help, you're going to perish. You can write that down too. If you do not ask for help, you are going to perish. Whatever the result is, by asking for help, you learn something. Maybe you just learn when to ask. Maybe you just learn who to ask. But you definitely learn trust, don't you? When Nick Horner talked to me on the phone for 20 minutes on October 31st of 2016, and he said, all right, just give me your in-home. And I gave him my in-home, and you remember what you said, don't you? You said, Paul, you suck. Didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay? I admit, and I'm looking back on this. This isn't something that I wrote this on the day that I talked to Nick. But looking back on it, I had to admit vulnerability. I had to admit and open the kimono, if you will, to Nick to hear my in-home presentation. To accept what he thought of it, to hear his feedback, and to be told that I sucked. But I don't suck no more. Okay? So ask for help or perish.
Love it.
Now I'm going to talk about quitting. Quitting is for quitters. For their financial circumstances, their family circumstances, their incomes, their success with TLG, their success in their last 17 marriages, it doesn't matter for their state of mind. They're always blaming circumstances. And we are in a time when blaming circumstances is in vogue. It ain't me, it's that. It ain't me, it's the leads. It ain't me, it's the economy. It ain't me, it's the Republicans. It ain't me, it's the Democrats. It's always something else because it's safe to blame something else. I walked to the mall today because stupid me forgot a hairbrush. Okay? I'm human, I'm vulnerable, bring it on. So I walked across the mall, to the mall, and I'm sweating doing the walk because it's hot is the circumstance. But no, I'm in terrific shape, and that's really why I'm sweating. So I accept that, okay? Because I don't believe in circumstances. Quitting is for quitters, okay? We're not going to quit. Do you wake up in the morning and go, oh, Lord, it's morning? Or do you say, good morning, Lord? Quitting is for quitters. I don't believe in circumstances. I have changed more circumstances in my life than I ever thought I would have to. And God did that for me. And I know that. And maybe some of you are there. Maybe some of you will never get there. Maybe some of you are on the way. But I could tell you stories from how I met my wife to how I got up on stage at TLG for another conference because I don't accept circumstances. The opposite of quit is commit. Commitment is the opposite of quitment. I messed that up. So listen to me when I tell you this. This has been a guiding principle of my life, and it has found its way into every book I've written. It's found its way into the interview that I gave with Katie Couric on the Today Show many years ago, in fact. The moment one commits oneself to the pursuit of a goal, commitment, as soon as you commit yourself to the goal, the world opens up in furtherance of that goal. You meet people, you find money, you get opportunities, you hook into conference calls, you find a spouse, you learn and meet a new family. As soon as you commit, the world opens up for you. But deciding to commit is the hardest part. I told Nick and Art, I believe it was, and definitely Bill, after I got my 5 minutes of fame as a rising star, I want to do that again. And God, thank God, and Art and the leadership team, I've done it every time since. I set a goal. I verbalized the goal, and the world opened up for me to further that goal. What's your goal? Are you going to quit? Would you like me to tell you how not to quit? Would you like to know the secret to not quitting? Don't quit. Seriously. I know, I'm just regular people, but it's hard to tell with wisdom like that. Just don't quit, okay? We're all regular people. Get your mind right. I did 20 minutes in the winter on mindset. I was very proud of that talk, and I've gotten compliments. Thank you for that talk. It's on YouTube, Paul Moses Comedy on YouTube. I've got it up there, and I'm sure it's on the Facebook things, none of which I know what they do. But get your mind right. Ask for help and commit. That's what I want you to do this weekend, is just commit. Commit to learning. Commit to being open-minded. Commit to whatever. Don't commit to a GMR and 17 PRS seats and 11 ZipRecruiter seats and to move in with Art. You're welcome. That's too much. It's too big of a bite. Start small. Small. You suck. That was pretty small. And the last point I want to make in the 11 seconds I have left is this. There are only ever two things you can do with your life. You can accept it, or you can try to change it. That's it. Accept it, or try to change it. Don't be afraid. Trust. Have faith. And commit. But you must pick. And you must pick right now. Are you going to accept your life, or are you going to try to change it? Thank you very much for the opportunity to be here.